So me and my girlfriend, we play Tunk like every night, like for hours. We just love playing Tunk. And when I'm keeping a score, we
Wait,
play.
hold on. Did you ask me if I knew how to play tongue?
Yeah, I know. I was questioning a black card. I'm sorry. I know it's disrespectful. My apologies.
All right.
But we were playing Tunk last night, and we played music on the speaker as we're going, and like maybe drink or smoke or whatever. And we're talking about guilty pleasures. I realized the whitest thing that has ever happened to me is the fact that I know almost every lyric to every Fall Out Boy song.
Wow. You know, I used to work with P. Wentz's dad, right?
Oh, I want to say something problematic about him, but I won't.
No, I used to work with his dad. Yeah.
That's pretty badass.
I talked to him. I used to talk to him all the time.
No
He's
shit.
cool. Yeah, in Chicago.
Yeah, I can't say anything.
Well, tell me offline because I don't know nothing about nothing.
Yeah, I can tell you offline.
I literally listened to nothing but early 2000s emo today, so
Wow,
it was a good time.
Dude, good Charlotte.
Oh, like All Time Low, Good Charlotte. I went through the whole thing. I had 3 hours in the car, nothing else to do. All right.
That is nuts.
Put on your water pant.
Okay.
Are you gonna count us down?
I don't know if I want to.
I got dinner at 7:30, so we're pushing it.
All right, well, fuck you and your dinner. All right, 3.
I got
2,
flats.
1.
Welcome to the show.
That's just disrespectful. You gonna fuck a man's dinner like that?
Yeah, I got filet mignon.
Okay, fair enough.
I did buy a giant bag of frozen, uncooked TGI Fridays chicken. They call them they have them word for it. See, it makes it sound so bad. I forget what it's called.
Okay, wait. So
Giblets?
3,
No.
2, 1.
It sounds so bad. I forget what it's called.
Okay, wait. So
Giblets?
3,
No.
2, 1. Welcome back to All Sorts of Sports. I'm gonna try this again.
Both of these are gonna be in there since you guys want me to keep cold opens long and shit. It's just awkward. I'm not done talking about my chicken thing. No, I'm
Dude,
keep
You know what? You know what is really good? They're potato skins that you can buy at
Guys.
the Hey man, it's 7:30. I haven't eaten today. I'm hungry.
All right, so do you want
about food?
You can go eat or what?
I can go eat whenever.
Oh my god. All right, well, welcome back to All Sorts of Sports, episode 51. Who or number 51?
Dick Butkus. I just like saying his name.
It's
Probably who should get it is the unit, Randy Johnson.
Fair enough.
Or Ichiro Suzuki.
Ichiro.
Ichiro Suzuki.
Yeah.
Konnichiwa.
Wow.
Kuramatsu Sarai Warrior. That's really problematic what I just said.
Yeah.
You guys don't understand.
Yeah, somebody will eventually. All right.
If somebody knows what Korematsu is and they get to Ryan might know what Korematsu is, but it might be like a law school throwback. But it's problematic.
We're gonna move forward.
No, I want to know what the fuck it is.
Nah, I got it. It is a long story.
Okay. All right. Yeah, don't have much to talk about this week, especially considering Ryan has to leave in 30 minutes. Yeah. So we're gonna make this short and sweet. We had football this past weekend, gentlemen, and we have football this coming weekend.
Oh yeah.
I did horribly, so we're not going to discuss it. Somebody got everything right.
Okay,
yeah, somebody got everything right. So let's talk about certain games. Yeah. So since first game I want to start with, Ryan, you'll be happy about this. The Bills beat the shit out of the Ravens.
They did. In fairness, well, it was not a pretty game. The offenses were playing poorly. I mean, it was
Tucker missed 2 field goals.
You could see that wind though; it was whipping. So once the ball got in the air for either quarterback, it was just like a duck.
Yep.
Like wherever it wanted to go. We got the run game going a little bit, and then our defense stepped up. And once that happened, it was basically ball game. We stuffed their run pretty good the entire game. That pick 6 was, a game changer.
I actually saw that play.
So
And Lamar going down.
Lamar went down.
I missed that one.
Trace McSorley came in. No.
What's his name?
Not
God
Penn State.
damn it.
Yeah.
It was Huntley. Trent Huntley.
Yeah.
Yep.
Huntley came in.
Huntley.
Didn't play horribly, but
He played well enough that they cut RG3 yesterday.
yeah.
They cut him yesterday? Along with Mark Ingram?
It was either today. It was today or yesterday. They cut RG3.
I don't know if they
Huntley
could cut him.
6 for 13 for 60 yards.
Yeah, like not terrible, but yeah. So the
That's
Bills
like
are moving on.
40-some%.
Bills are moving on. And Bills fans, after Lamar got hurt, donated almost $300,000 in 24 hours to his charity, because that's what Bills Mafia does. I don't know if you guys know this, but after Josh Allen's grandma died, Bills Mafia donated a fuck ton of money to the hospital that she was in, all in $17 increments.
Yep.
Because Josh Allen is number 17. So
And they did the same for Lamar with 8.
yeah, we got the Chiefs, one version or another of the Chiefs this coming weekend. So
Yeah.
kind of sucks to have to prepare for 2 different quarterbacks.
Well, I got to give respect to the Bills fans for that. That was cool.
Both fans were sweet.
It's
Redneck
like
as hell, but
going into the playoffs, the 2 cities that you have to root for just because of that underdog aspect. It was Cleveland and it was Buffalo. And with Buffalo, you just see like all right, I don't want to say anything too problematic, but fuck it. I'm just going to say this. Who the fuck wants to live in Buffalo? Number one. I've visited Buffalo multiple times. It's cheap. Everything's cheap, but it's fucking Buffalo. You got to deal with the fucking cold weather, all the shit. It's not a big market. They've had this team that's been there, that's had success at times, but can never finish the job. Like, and you got these
4
fans
straight Super Bowls.
You got these
4.
fucking fans that are insane wearing the Zubaz pants and putting themselves through tables and staying out there with that lakefront snow there for every fucking game.
Through a table.
It's insane that they don't like. With a fan base that rabid, you would think that they had so much success. But no, it's just the way that they were ride or die for that team. Anytime I ever hear they talk about like Buffalo moving because the market's too small, of them going to Toronto, even though it's not that far away, I hate the idea. Buffalo is one of those cities that have to be left alone, like Green Bay. There's no reason Green Bay, Wisconsin should have a football team. But from a historical standpoint and the fact the fans are always there and they're diehard through thick and thin, they deserve the props.
And that's the only team that actually plays in New York.
True that.
Yeah. All right. So another game, the Packers and Rams. Aaron Rodgers is a bad man, and he's going to the Super Bowl. I'll just say that now.
Yeah.
Badly.
It's like I've said on this podcast too. When Aaron's having fun, he's terrifying. You don't want him to have fun, and it looks right now like he's having fun. He's doing interviews with Pat McAfee, and he's showing up, and he's doing this.
And he does it every week.
This year, he's been having fun. Like we all thought after the Mike McCarthy deal and everything that he was dealing with when it came to him, you could tell he was unhappy. There came that period where you got LaFleur that comes in, and we don't know because it's a young kid. Aaron wants to do things his way, and it was like there's going to be some sort of battle, and it ended up being like best buds, and it's just. Aaron's having fun, and you can see there is that, like, the last thing I think Aaron Rodgers would ever want to be compared to is Brett Favre, but he is like Brett in this sense. It looks like sometimes they are just out in a field playing ball. Like, it's just – and when he goes and he doesn't overthink it and he's got receivers that aren't letting him down all the time, he can make shit happen. And Devontae Adams, man, the man is bad. And I think a lot of people overlook at Devontae because Aaron's back there. Devontae Adams is a bad motherfucker.
Yeah,
that team's scary on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I give you that. Green Bay is just I think Green Bay has their issues, but it's hard for me to say to pick against Aaron Rodgers when he's smiling. I'm just being honest.
I love it. The team they beat, the Los Angeles Rams, they just lost their defensive coordinator. Did you hear that?
Yeah,
he's the new head coach of the Chargers.
Yeah. Which is going to be interesting. I mean, if you look at it's the same thing we talked about when it comes to a lot of coordinators, is that LA's defense has been pretty stout recently over the last few years. But they also have Aaron Donald and Marcus Peters and Jalen Ramsey and name your other all-star guys that are completely wrecking shit. So it's just, I don't know. But I mean, I don't mind the gig for this dude, but it was just the Rams had no business being in that game. Seattle should have took care of him. I don't know what's up with Russell Wilson. That's going to be an interesting storyline going into next year. But
let's talk about, I think his name is Brandon Staley, right? Did I get that right? Yep, Brandon Staley. All right. So he started coaching in the NFL in 2017, right? Where he was a positions coach with the Bears, 2017. Then he spent 2 seasons in Chicago under Vic Fangio, and then he followed him to Denver, where he was an outside linebackers coach.
Okay.
So 2019. 2020, so he went from being the outside linebackers coach in Denver to the defensive coordinator with the Rams after 1 year. Then after 1 year as a defensive coordinator, he becomes a head coach in San Diego, which is one of the best jobs out there.
Yes.
I felt that was a little weird. Like that rise. I mean, he must be damn good. So we'll see.
We will see. I mean, that's the thing is that a lot of look, I don't know. I think that everybody's kind of looking at this through a prism of, tell me if I'm wrong. We're looking at this through a prism of Eric Bieniemy. And
no, not yet. Like, because he can't technically get the job until the team finishes.
Not even this year. Last year. Pick whatever. The fact that you don't have teams necessarily even waiting around for Eric Bieniemy to a certain degree. Well, I think everybody kind of looks at it is we can try to find reasoning, but we all know it's horseshit. But I go back to I don't know if this is a good pick or not. I'm for giving certain guys a chance if they've shown flashes with certain things. I don't know the behind the scenes stuff. It's a pretty decent coaching group that he's gotten that he's learned from. Beyond that, I don't know. These only like I look through the NFL and there's one head coaching position right now since Adam Gase got fired that I look at that and I'm like, all you try to do is recreate Sean McVay because there's no chance, there's no reason this guy should have that job. It's Cliff Kingsbury, and I think I've criticized his play calling throughout the year. I just don't think he's right. How do you have a losing record in college football, get fired, and then end up as an NFL head coach? That, to me, is not showing an upward trajectory. Where it is with this guy, it looks like he's building off of something. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't.
And also, if we're looking at the Chargers, their issues were with injuries in the secondary and on their defense in general. But just that's not making good plays was always a result of coaching. And I think that we saw was a result of poor head coaching, poor planning, not having the right people around you. So I mean, I don't know enough about the hire, but they can't be worse than they were this year. So, you know,
they went 7-9.
Yeah, because they have an all-star rookie quarterback. It wasn't defensive play, I'll tell you that.
They were injured, like you just said.
But they have a Bosa, don't they?
Yeah, and he was injured.
Right.
And Derwin James, but he was injured.
Next man up. No excuse. You find a way, and it wasn't like they were up games like 36-12, and they fucking blew it. Like that's the stuff that doesn't make any sense. Like that was with their backups. Like you shouldn't hold a team to 12 points and then lose by 3. They had so many games where they lost by 3 points.
The Chargers are a perennial team that will always on paper. I don't know if you guys, I remember bringing this up to you. The Chargers, to me, on paper, have put together some of the greatest teams of all time. They have some of the greatest players of all time. LaDainian Tomlinson is an amazing running back. Drew Brees, amazing quarterback. Dan Fouts, to me, is one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the history of NFL. The Air Coryell offense.
Fouts.
Kellen Winslow, senior. What they've done is...
I just said senior.
Yeah, not talking about junior. As a matter of fact, I might give senior fucking crap for having anything to do with that motherfucker. There's an element of the Chargers during the Marty Schottenheimer era, all these different eras of the Chargers. They just can't get it right. Like, I don't know what it is. The 2010 San Diego Chargers are the greatest football team ever made. I know it sounds crazy. I know it sounds absolutely insane. There's a video online that breaks it down.
I remember you told me this bullshit before. We can.
I'll send you the video.
No, I don't want that shit.
I'll send you the video. It's worth watching.
No.
I don't know what's up with the chart. There's something in that water, man, that they just can't get right. Never. But it's not the same.
San Diego.
But it's not a team you feel sorry for, like the Bengals or the Browns or the Bills even.
There's nobody to feel sorry for except
right, because they usually
have no fans.
Yeah, true that. Damn. I'm a fan. I've always been a fan of those teams. They've always put together some good fucking squads. You just never get it done.
You
didn't root for LaDainian Tomlinson at certain points? Like,
why would I ever root for LT? He killed us.
Oh, right. Division. Sorry.
Yeah. Like, nah, fuck the Chargers.
You know what I'd like to see over time is that as much as the Raiders have much more fans than the Chargers do, what are your guys' win record against the Chargers like over the last 20 years? Would you think it's bad?
Probably not.
All right, I want to look that up, but good. And what was there were more games to break down, right?
Yeah. But, I mean, the point of it was talking about how the Rams defensive coordinator, like, spent 1 year and now he's a head coach. And I thought that was a little off. But Chargers going Charger.
Maybe he interviewed.
Maybe.
Well. He clearly moved up pretty fast in the ranks already, so there must be something there. I don't know.
We'll see if he's good. Then we got the Browns and Chiefs. The Chiefs should have lost that game.
Yes.
I'm mad that didn't happen.
But maybe they didn't lose because they have fantastic coaching and good backups.
Yeah.
Anything is possible.
Oh, I'll say that for this week.
I mean, anything is possible. That's not one of those things that's possible, but.
All right, so Mahomes got a concussion, and then he left the game. And at a certain point, I was like, okay, good. Now the Browns can come back and win this damn game. But it didn't happen.
No.
It definitely didn't happen.
Real quick, Brandon Staley, he has a pretty decent college career, college coaching career. He's been around for a while. Like, he started coaching at 24. So it's like straight out.
So he's like 14 years in now.
14 years in. Like, he's been assistant head coaches at he's only been at small universities. Like, he was a defense coordinator at James Madison. He also went to John Carroll, place at London Fletcher.
John Carroll, is that a D3 school?
Yeah. But he was a defensive coordinator there for a few years. I don't know what the records or anything were. But it's not like he was never doing anything. And
no, like that. I don't want it to come off like I'm saying that.
Yeah, no, I see the NFL rise seems very sudden, but I don't know. But you look at a Cliff Kingsbury who has a losing coaching record in college.
I mean, do we not have a problem with that too?
I got a big problem with that. I don't know. Brandon.
But we'll see. But we'll see.
Yeah, you're right. I just wanted to clear that up.
He could be great, but we'll see.
Yeah, sorry.
I could be 10 feet tall. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see if they give him more than a year. Who got cops in the background? Oh,
I'm in a war zone.
Yeah, I hear. I hear. All right. And then the final game, the Bucks versus the Saints. I missed most, if not all, of this game because that is how my life is now.
It was close until it wasn't.
And then it really wasn't. One of these quarterbacks. Yeah, but it became pretty evident when the Saints stopped being able to run the ball and or had to throw the ball because of the score. The Drew Brees just didn't have it anymore.
Yeah.
And Tom Brady looks like 14, out there slinging it. Look, the Bucs are going to probably get waxed by the Packers, but Tom Brady still looks fresh, and just some really bad mistakes by Drew Brees throwing, was it 2 or 3 interceptions there in the last little bit of the game. Yeah, I mean, the Saints just weren't good enough. I thought they might have a run game to keep Tom off the field. They just didn't really have enough firepower, and their defense wasn't good enough. So it's just
And then Michael Thomas he's going to get
2 surgeries, yeah, to finally clear up his issues. Speaking of, how do we not bring up the fact that was it Ngakoue or somebody fumbled the ball out of the end zone?
And Cleveland,
Browns?
Yeah, because I missed that game.
Oh,
I missed that part. What happened?
He had the ball. There was an illegal hit to his head. So he lost the ball because he probably lost consciousness for like half a second. And he fumbled the ball from the 1 through the back of the end zone.
And you call it a touchback?
Yeah. He got speared helmet to helmet. And they didn't call it. It's weird. Anyway.
So wait. So if that would have happened, then what? What was the score at that point in time?
I think they were down by 10 going into halftime.
So they would have been down by 3 if they scored.
I think so.
Wow.
It would have changed the game.
All right. I got to weigh in here. I didn't really talk about the Chiefs thing, but it doesn't matter. The Tampa Bay New Orleans game, which I think I think the lens at which people are looking at that game and the matchup going into it was just off to me. Tampa Bay and New Orleans both had top 7 defenses in the league. I think one of them is at least a top 5. They're not scrubs. Beyond that, running the ball on them is a damn near impossibility. It has been all year for those 2 teams. Outside of those things, the big difference going into that game for me was the difference between Drew Brees and Tom Brady. That was it. Tom has the most weapons he has ever had in his career. Bruce Arians, as much as I wanted to give him shit early on in the season, has basically let it be known there are times, he just said in an interview, there are times that he doesn't even say anything to Tom. He just lets him take care of it. Lets him take care of the offense. Just go ahead, do it. Which is unheard of for Bruce Arians, but it also shows just how top flight Tom Brady is.
Yeah.
Their running back squad with Ronald Jones and LeGarrette Blount, with Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette, is a formidable fucking duo. They got LaShawn McCoy. Like, it's a good fucking team. And what I'm also very aware of is that people keep underrating this team. This team did play a healthy Green Bay Packers in the season and blew them the fuck out 38-10.
Devontae Adams just came back.
I got it. And I'm talking about how bad a man Devontae Adams is.
Yeah.
The Tampa Bay defense aren't scrubs. They're still a top-ranked defense. And if you're talking about a drubbing, a 28-point drubbing, I think people are looking at the Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady thing and thinking it's just they don't play each other. They're not going head-to-head. They're playing their respective defenses. I'm sorry. I'm a lot more afraid of Tampa Bay's defense than I am of Green Bay's.
Yeah. I'm
afraid of the Green Bay offense that I'm seeing. Like, I understand Tampa Bay's defense is good, but the way they're clicking in Green Bay right now is scary.
But look, like, remember this though. We've had this same discussion since the start of the year. We've been pissed off at the Packers front office because of what they've been doing for Aaron the whole time. They fucking drafted Jordan Love, who's not going to do shit in this game to help them win when they needed a DN or a D tackle or another corner or something.
Well, hold on. They put a lot of money up the last couple off seasons when it comes to defense. Like Preston Smith, the other Smith.
And I'm talking about what happened last year, remember?
I get what you're overall. I understand what you're saying, but that's also part of the territory when you're in Green Bay. Is that the front office and the way the ownership works is not the same way it works across the rest of the league. Their want and desire to spend. Like, I get the Jordan Love thing, but
that's what I'm talking about here.
But in the same token, you're talking about a guy in Aaron Rodgers who's how old now?
39.
38.
How old was Brett when they drafted Aaron?
37.
I'm just saying it's not completely out of the realm, and it's worked out for that franchise. Because I agree with what they do quarterbacks wise. If they see a quarterback that they like and it's a guy that they need to develop, it's bigger than that. It's what the organization needs to have happen. I can understand I'm not making Aaron not feel good, but usually what we're seeing with Tom is different than any other quarterback, right? And like Brett Favre had the one great year in Minnesota and then it kind of went to shit. When you get up in that age, you've got to start looking for the next guy because that drop-off's usually fucking hard. And if you're looking about a guy like Aaron Rodgers who likes to get out of the pocket and move around, when that shit goes, it's going to go quick. The only thing really saving Aaron Rodgers right now is he spent the first 4 years of his career basically riding on the fucking bench behind Brett, which has saved his body. Imagine if he had that wear and tear on his body right now. Would we see the same Aaron Rodgers? No. So I don't criticize it that much as far as them drafting a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean,
because you're thinking about what it is.
It's a working formula for them. It just worked. We're watching the fruits of their,
they won a Super Bowl with
Aaron
Brett.
Rodgers.
They won a Super Bowl with Aaron. They might win a Super Bowl with Jordan.
Did they ever draft a first-round receiver or anything like that while Brett was a Packer?
I don't know if Sterling Sharp was.
I'm sure he was.
He might have been a first round. I don't know if he was a first round.
The reason why I bring that up is because I believe it was when Aaron just threw a touchdown pass to Tavon Austin. That was the first time he's thrown a touchdown pass to a first-round wide receiver.
Yeah.
And they have not done anything to help him with his weapons in terms of draft capital in the first round in his entire career. And that was weird to me.
He's got Devontae Adams.
You need more than one receiver.
Yeah, but I mean, they've developed that. Like, I like Scat. Hold on, but there's a period of time where this dude had like Randall Cobb was one of the was at a particular point in time the best slot receiver in the league. They had Jordy Nelson. He's had Donald Driver at least for a couple of years, I think, at the end of Brett. Like, it's just I don't necessarily like that whole. I get Aaron wanting to have more help, but overall, I'm not. I don't know. It's not something that kills me because at the end of the day, they also, as much as you might have offense all you want, you got to have a good defense, and they've done a lot as far as drafting on defense. They've missed a lot on defense as I'm looking through, but Jair Alexander's not a miss. Kenny Clark was not a miss. Demarius Randall was not a miss. Ha Clinton Dix, kind of a miss.
Yeah.
If we go all the way back, like Clay Matthews, B.J. Raji had a couple really, really good years. Brian Beluga was one of the best offensive tackles in the league. So it's not. I don't think it's been absolute trash for Aaron, but I get what you're saying overall as far as like on paper. But to say that he hasn't had help or he hasn't had weapons, I think is kind of ridiculous. They've also spent a lot of money on trying to get tight ends there, and for some reason, tight ends just go there to die. Whether it be they had Jared Cook at one point. They had
He's still there.
Jared Cook is in the Saints.
Yeah. They had Jimmy Graham was there.
Yeah, Jimmy Graham.
Jimmy Graham looked awful when he was there.
Seattle broke Jimmy, but it was I'm just saying I don't subscribe to the notion that Aaron hasn't had help.
I'm saying they're not actively trying to get him help through the draft, which is not just something that I'm saying. It's something that everybody's saying.
That's what they were saying during the draft this year. Like, why don't they get him any wide receivers? And then he's still throwing for 500 yards a game.
I think it's all of 2 seasons in Aaron Rodgers' career where you could say he didn't have the talent that he needed at wide receiver. I think that also if you're looking at it overall compared to Aaron Rodgers compared to Tom Brady or anybody else, tell me who's had more help on offense. That's all.
Tom Brady had nobody last year.
He had nobody for most of his years.
And Aaron Rodgers has maybe my favorite name in football as a wide receiver on his team. Equanimous St. Brown. That's a good fucking name.
I think his brother or something's supposed to be coming out this year.
Really?
So they also got an interesting
All
name.
right. Let's move on to the games that are happening this weekend.
Is it I'm on Raw?
Yeah, I think it's something like that. I'm not 100% sure.
All right.
But Flowers for me, undefeated in the divisional round.
Yeah. The first game we're going to talk about. Oh, nice. All these games are on Sunday. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
The Packers and Bucks. That's the first game on the docket.
Bucks.
Okay, you're picking the Bucks.
I'm picking the Bucks.
Right.
Now, here's the thing. Overall, Aaron Rodgers is playing better football than any other person in the NFL right now. It's hard to pick against Aaron, but what I will do history-based, I'm not picking against Tom Brady in the playoffs. And I really think that people disrespected what Washington had to do in the wild card week with trying to tame that fucking team. And we almost did with a guy who no one knew whose name it was when he first got on the goddamn field. Mm-hmm. We did some fucking work.
Heineken.
You remember how you were like, yeah, I'm not picking against Derrick Henry.
I'm not.
Now you're not picking against Tom. You can prove me wrong.
But it's the same, like a gambler. I'm gonna go with the safe hand until it says otherwise.
Here's why I'm gonna go with the Packers, because I will be goddamned if the Bills make it to the Super Bowl and they have to play fucking Tom Brady.
Did you know how that's going to go?
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that shit.
All right,
Packers.
So do you guys want to do scores this time?
Yes.
Okay. Ryan, go ahead. What do you got?
33-27 Packers.
All right. K-Dot? If you want me to go, I can go.
You go first.
All right. I'm going 45-20.
Ooh.
Let's go 28-24.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Everybody wants to talk about oh my God, they got to go to Lambeau Field. You're talking about the greatest cold weather quarterback of all time. You're talking about he's got a wide receiver in Antonio Brown that played in Pittsburgh. You're talking about LaShawn McCoy, who knows how to catch the ball out of the backfield and played in Buffalo.
LaShawn McCoy's not touching the field.
This, I know, but they're built for this.
So why are you bringing up? He's not touching the field.
But here's the thing: if they're practicing, right, and it becomes an issue as far as I don't see Bruce Arians saying, "All right, we need somebody that knows how to do this." And get somebody else in there. Because Tampa Bay, look, if there was any other quarterback back there in Tampa Bay that wasn't Tom Brady, I'd put Green Bay at home in the playoffs. Done deal. But to me, Tom knows what he's going to do. And as a matter of fact, if we're counting down anniversaries, yesterday was also the anniversary of another thing. Or was it today that was the anniversary of another thing? The Tuck Rule game. A nice snowy January evening when the Tom Brady started to cement his legacy as the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah. And it was a fumble.
Yeah, just didn't go that way.
No, they didn't call it. But was it or was it not a fumble?
I'm looking at the stat sheet.
At this point, it is what it is. So, all right. Next game, Bills and Chiefs. I am picking the Bills because fuck the goddamn Chiefs.
This pick is contingent on Patty Mahomes.
Let's say he's playing. Nah. Huh? Nah, just pick it.
Well, I know that I get to change the game. Play. I'm just saying that.
He's going to play, though.
But I need to know what he's doing.
There's no game changer because it's only 2.
Well, fuck you. You don't get to change the rules on me like that.
Nah, it's my rules, man.
Oh, true.
That's true. His house, his rules.
It hurts me to say. It hurts me to say this. It hurts me to say this.
Uh-huh.
I'm picking the Chiefs. And here's another thing. As far as the pod goes, there is only one quarterback left on his rookie deal compared to what it is we talked about when it comes to Super Bowl winning quarterbacks. So, I mean, as far as that theory goes, I love Josh Allen so goddamn much. I love the Bills Mafia. I love everything about him. I think Patrick Mahomes, if he's healthy, is going to put on a clinic. And I'd say my final score for this one, 31-21.
21-21. All right. Right. All right. What's the score? I know who you're picking. What's the score?
38 Bills.
Wait, I didn't hear you. What did you say?
38 Bills.
You glitched out again. Something's up with your internet.
Yeah. Say it one more time.
42-38
Okay.
Bills.
42-38. All right. I'm going 37-20.
And I am actively rooting for Buffalo. Hard, I'm rooting for Buffalo.
All right. So we just went through all the NFL shit, except for the shit that's going on with the Texans now. It's come out since our last pod that people are now starting to believe that Deshaun Watson is never going to play for the Texans again.
Yeah, we said this.
Yeah, but now it's being reported. Before we were just I don't think he's going to play. It's he said he went from a 2 to a 10, but now you got Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport saying that, like, people around the org are saying that he might not ever play for them again.
It changed this week because of this. The worst organization in the NFL is no longer the Washington football team. It is the Houston Texans. And the reason it's the Houston Texans is that they lost the one thing that almost every team always has, which is the fans will almost, in the NFL especially, will always choose the team over the individual player.
Yeah.
They lost that PR battle heavily. Everyone is talking about
the person that did PR for them.
They have ruined that. You had Deshaun Watson had to beg fans not to do a parade, to go fire this Jack Easterby or whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Under no circumstances in the NFL ever have we seen a guy being able to force himself out of this caliber. You can have the Jamal Adamses, you can have even to a lesser degree like a Terrell Owens in Philly, but usually if you do enough, they're just going to suspend you and not pay you. You've got to show up to play. They hold all the leverage. Right now, Houston are not going to be able to force this black man to play and earn the money just because the optics are now all out of whack.
Mm-hmm. It's like the fans going against the organization.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, that's exactly what happened. I mean, look. That's you. I mean, it's just as easy it could be here. Yeah. I think the main issue is that once, I'm assuming they've also lost the locker room at this point. Yeah. So I don't know how they repair anything right now, but you're not going to make any money if you don't repair it with the fans first, regardless of what decision it is. And so I think they're going to have to make Deshaun either happy to stay or happy in leaving, put him somewhere he wants to go. But yeah, that they're in a whole heap of trouble. A heap.
Yep. So
they got one chance now.
Both the Texans.
I said last week or the week before that I thought they had one last shot, which is to make sure he was a part of the coaching process. It looks shitty as fuck that they sent out that request to Eric Bieniemy, and it just looks like all they were trying to do is placate him, and everybody's reading right through it. I think right now their only hope is JJ. And I don't think I think that you probably have ownership on the phone with him every day saying, "Can you please get involved?" And if I'm Watt, I don't touch that with a 30-foot pole.
Yeah, it's like JJ Watt trying to get out of there too.
I wouldn't answer the phone.
Yeah, fuck that.
I'm still predicting JJ Watt in Green Bay by next year.
Or Pittsburgh.
Green Bay.
Pittsburgh beat with his brothers.
Salary cap hell. Green Bay.
Ben Roethlisberger's gone. Trade Deshaun and JJ Watt to
JJ wants
Pittsburgh.
to win, not try to figure out if Dwayne Haskins is going to be the next quarterback of Pittsburgh.
No, I said trade Deshaun Watson and JJ Watt to Pittsburgh.
There's no so the Houston Texans, Pittsburgh will never draft again? Like,
no. Look,
is that the trade? Is that the trade? For the rest of the century, we get your picks.
It's true we have no draft capital and nobody to trade you, but we really want the guy. So
let's move on to the NBA. A few interesting stories came out. I'll say I have 3 written down. I want to start with the first one won't take the longest. Kevin Porter Jr. Did you guys hear what happened and why he's about to be traded or cut?
Yes.
Do you feel like he was right to be upset?
Kinda. So there's the element of don't just move my locker and shit and just show up. There's also he wasn't there and he hadn't been there for a while.
You still could have told me.
I get that much. I don't know what the interaction was between him and the team at that point when he wasn't there. So I think there's a lot to be left up. But I don't see a scenario in which I'm like, I don't I could see it go either way. It's a toss up for me. I just think more information needed.
I can see why he was mad. I don't know why it went to that level, but I can see why he was upset.
It seems to me that there are deeper issues afoot here. Normally, having a to-do in the locker room never leaves the locker room. You can pull guns.
Ryan's doing lawyer shit right now.
You can pull guns in the locker room, still play on the team. I think I think they did this. I don't know if they want to get rid of KPJ or if they did want to get rid of him. But that's a pretty easy way to make it happen, right? Look, he's an adult. They changed his locker, have a sit down, maybe, air it out. But like to throw shit and throw a temper tantrum, come on, bro.
Yeah, but the main point was he was right to be upset in the first part. Like how far he went.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, but that seemed a little overboard.
He was throwing food at people. Like, come on, bro. Like, and he probably says, "Fuck you guys, I'm out." And then there's their out if they want to get rid of him. Like, they just got a bunch of pieces, so I'm assuming they're like, well, you're not going to be one of the pieces anymore. And they can get a bunch of shit for him. So
probably not.
It's rebuilding time,
especially considering.
Stay healthy.
I mean, he was a first round draft pick last year, so I'm saying like his the other shit that he's dealing with off the court, like I'm not seeing a bunch of teams like willing to offer anything great for that right now, like until the situation's fixed. So,
but they already said he's up for trade. Like,
yeah, but I mean, it's not like you're gonna get a first round pick.
They might. The team needs him. There's a lot of injuries right now. It's weird.
Yeah. All right. The second part, K-Dot, I know you're gonna have a lot to say.
Not a lot.
Is Kyrie Irving.
Well, we finally heard from Kyrie. He had a press conference and he asked a lot of questions. There was, of course, some artful dodging. I will say this. I criticize Kyrie completely out of love because I really do want him to take the next step because I really think he's capable of doing it. I think when you hear the stories about like what he did for George Floyd's family, and even in the press conference, he's trying to downplay it as best as possible. The dude, he's got a great heart. It's just sometimes I don't think he makes the wise decisions. And I also know that we don't know exactly what was going on in his head. I don't know exactly the communication that was happening with the team. I caught myself realizing this because Brendan called me the other day and he was like, "Have you seen what that dumbass Kyrie Irving did?" And I was like, I just didn't like the way he was talking about it. And I started realizing that it could be really easy nowadays to go really hardcore on a guy like him. But I think we have to put everything in its proper place. And no, he's not killing anybody. He's not hurting anybody. We might not agree with all of his decision-making right now, but hopefully he figures it out. At least I'm rooting for him to figure it out.
That was actually nice.
He made history so much harder for millions of teachers by saying the earth was flat.
That's kind of inexcusable, but okay.
I mean, it's going to be tough. It was tough for him to walk that back, and now he's still out here causing havoc on what I think could be the only team out of the East to be able to beat the Lakers. He's not even there. Although, did they say he was going to play tonight?
Nah, it's conditioning.
We were talking. Hold on. Quick thing that I remember from last podcast. James, you told me that when Brooklyn came up against Milwaukee would have an answer for them.
Yeah. They won by like 2.
On KD's fucking, and they didn't have Kyrie on the court.
Okay.
Just saying. Just throwing it out there.
All right. Kyrie's on the court. They take the ball out of KD and James Harden's hands more.
If Kyrie's on the court, that score's not that close.
We'll see when they play again because they will.
I know.
Did they have Dante DiVincenzo on James Harden?
Probably so.
That's not a winning formula.
Yeah.
And also, James Harden, he was just fucking around with all of us. Just fucking with us.
Yeah.
In Houston. Just fucking with us.
During the game, there were some points that he looked fat again. I think it's what colors he's wearing.
No, the way he is balling currently.
No, he took off the fat suit as soon as he dropped down in Brooklyn.
Yep.
All right, so that brings us to our next topic, James Harden. I am a frequent listener of the Joe Budden Podcast, and Maul brought up the fact that James Harden should come off the bench.
Maul.
That's almost as ridiculous as my Steph Curry take.
Yes.
Oh, great. Okay. At least we're getting somewhere with you, Ryan.
Oh, he's still trash.
Oh, my God.
Maul, I know you'll never see this unless Joe decides to play people dissing the podcast for some reason.
He does.
They should not allow you to talk about sports. Like, I even know when I'm out of my element talking about certain sports here too. They should never allow you to. They should turn your fucking mic off when sports are being told. Like, know your place, son. Know your goddamn place.
It's so bad.
If we want to talk about fucking Biggs or fucking Jay-Z, we'll go to you. But until that, just
Okay. Here, just so we can keep every time. Steph was 8 for 22 last night.
Okay.
Eric Pascal was 8 for 11.
Eric Pascal was probably doing dunks and layups.
He was 8 for 22.
Okay.
This is bad. It's just over 30%.
there is so much stuff happening this.
Yeah, there's like DC is on fire. There's a dog in a room. There's a phone going on.
Do you can tell there's a dog here?
Yeah,
the dog just got here.
Caller.
Yeah, I heard the dog. And
Yeah.
Ryan's internet is gone.
Yeah.
Devin's looking stressed. She's
What the
like
fuck
chain
is going?
smoking.
All right, let's just kill this. We're done.
No, we're not. No. All right. So Ryan, you gotta talk about the Mets.
I love you so much. You're trying so hard for me.
I mean, I could do that in my final thoughts because it's not that much happened.
All right, go ahead. Final thoughts, Ryan.
All right. So because all my teams want to shit on me all the time, the story came out about the Mets GM.
Very long tenure, 35 days.
35 days. Jared Porter sent a picture of not his penis for some reason to a international female reporter in 2016 when he was a member of the Cubs organization. This came to light and the new owner, Steve Cohen, I guess they had a short meeting about it. And basically he said that he said in his initial press conference, integrity, that's what we're out here. This is inexcusable conduct. So
We're gonna lose with integrity.
yeah, I mean, and that's how you want your teams to handle stuff. You don't want them to sweep it under the rug. Shit ends up getting way worse later down the road.
Yep.
So
DC Washington.
big ups to Steve Cohen and the rest of that organization for realizing that. Look,
It's good seeing like the old days of sports like going away.
Yeah, it's if he's going to be a cancer anyway with this story, even if they tried to wrap it up, and it was the only way to handle it. So
As a Washington football team fan, I want to say you're welcome to the rest of the entire sports world on showing you how to not run an organization. Just whatever it is that we did in the past, do the opposite.
yeah,
Congrats, Mets.
he's got a checklist. What would the Redskins have done? Do the opposite. Check.
See, the Texans are still listening to Dan Snyder's playbook.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the only one that got printed in the office.
K-Dot, your go.
What, final thought?
Yeah.
As we are recording this on a Tuesday night, as Ryan needs to go cook dinner and I need to eat my own, I have to say this. As I'm also in the city of my birth, Washington, D.C., the same place where 13 days ago, there was a basically armed revolution that tried to occur on the Capitol, all at the incitement of some prick who's sitting a few miles down the road at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I feel such joy knowing that this is the last night that cocksucking son of a bitch will ever be laid up in our nation's house. I cannot describe to you the weight that it feels like has been lifted off my shoulders, how excited I am to watch tomorrow, and how excited I am to know that if any of these white supremacist pieces of shit try to act up here in this city, they'll get stomped the fuck down by the National Guard. It's a new day, gentlemen, and it's been a long time coming. And hopefully things can start looking up from here.
All right. My final thought is big ups to Mark Cuban. It's now come out that Delonte West is actually now has a job at the rehab facility that Mark took him to, so they can get clean and everything is getting better. He now has a relationship with his mom. Mark made sure to make that happen. it's good to see somebody that owns a team still care for the players even after they're gone and they don't play anymore and quote unquote don't have use for the team anymore. So good to see that. And then also
great job, Mark Cuban's PR team. No, I'm joking. I know it's sincere. It's sincere.
And then like Michael Finley's in the front office. Like, so Michael Finley is like his right-hand man. Anytime you see Mark Cuban at the game, Mike Finley's right there. So it's good to see. Hopefully other owners of teams and not players, want to make sure I say that, other owners of teams can follow his lead.
100%.
So that's all I had.
Well, it's been episode 51. And it's the last
we
night
get to
of Trump.
see, what was it? Oh, yeah. Trump is 45. Biden's 46.
That's how.
It would have been great. Yeah, fuck you. It would have been great if this was episode 46.
Oh, maybe I'll turn it into episode 46. We'll just erase 46. I think that was the Keem episode anyway. You can get rid of that. As always, I'll leave you with these wise words. The Death Star.
No. You can't do that this time.
Why?
Chop out. Like, say something about that. Like, fuck.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. The Death Star. It do go boom.